those days when the world don't give you no grace. You'd rather fly away and keep on going higher, but they keep dragging you down. Now if you wish to spread those wings and fly, you gotta turn it around. Don't look over your shoulder, don't ever look back. No use for second opinions, don't wanna stay in the past. Just keep on going, 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 going over the top. You keep on rolling, 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 and don't ever stop. When you're feeling down and low, there's really only one way to go. You need to crawl back on your feet and keep on fighting. And don't ever stop. Don't look over your shoulder, don't ever look back. No use for second opinions, don't wanna stay in the past. Just keep on going, 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 going over the top. You keep on rolling, 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 and don't ever stop.
What's going on? What's going on? We are back. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. What's good, YouTube? In the chat room. Age, city, gender, let's get it. Come on. It's not a problem. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. 'Cause you know what you're getting into. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. Shout out to all the PhDs in the house. Yo, sexy ass. Where are the PhDs? Where the dogs at? Dog time, dog pound. Bye. We are back. Welcome everybody back to your favorite show on YouTube. We still don't have a name. Halfway through the year and we don't have a name. I actually had somebody suggest we should call this Late Night Confessions. Late Night Confessions. That would be something. So everybody gets settled in. We got systems doing all kind of crazy stuff tonight. Systems updating, systems rebooting. So I say you build it while you're flying it. And that has never been more true. I was like, one thing that I ask, non-negotiable, we got to keep the engagement at over 50%. If not, you'll hear. That's the get the likes up song. All right. So, you guys see the title of the show. How to Finesse a High Value Man. And unless you've been living under a rock, last night's show was epic. Shout out to the young lady who called in, who gave a very good demonstration of a low-level finesse mindset. And what she did not know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And already this week, I'd already been putting together the titles of the show. And I'd already kind of ran them down the other day. You know, how much do you cost? The shows I was thinking about doing this week are how much are you worth? Do you have any hope of marriage? Sex is a depreciating asset. Being too old to bowl and being tired of broken, broke or broken women with standards. Can you rehab PhDs? Those are some of the ideas I was kicking around for this week's show. But last night proved to be a watershed moment. For those of you who don't know what I'm referring to last night, okay, all you have to do is check a video I premiered about an hour and a half or 2 hours ago on my video. And a young lady by the name of Courtney called into the show. And go watch it. Just go watch it. But the end of it was classic. She was caught on an open mic. In politics, you call it a hot mic. When you don't think you're on camera, you don't think anybody's listening, and you're just talking. You know, I had a woman call in last night basically telling me, well, what can I do to become the best version of myself? And how can I make myself into a position to where I can land a high value man? And, and I'm sitting back just saying something's rotten in Denmark. Something don't make any sense about this. To the point to where I just ended up walking off on her. And ended up coming back to her later on in the show, and her microphone was still on. And this woman goes from being this damsel in distress trying to find this high value man who's making $300,000 a year so she can not have to work, so she can live this life, and her microphone, but she doesn't want to deal with or date older men. I said, well, what kind of men earn the kind of money you're talking about? Athletes, entertainers. I mean, you got to watch the video. But it was like, I don't want to, date guys that are that old. And then what happens? In a hot mic scenario, this woman was on the phone. Finessing an older man. Finessing an older man. Oh, you don't. Let's play a little bit of it. Finessing her. This is standard, though.
Fitness.
Okay, agreeableness is standard. So sex is standard. Children, standard. Agreeableness is standard. Mm-hmm. What is he going to get special about you that he cannot get from the dozens and hundreds of women who want a man on his level?
I don't know. We probably all are competing in the same way.
Exactly, which is why your mind isn't set up in the right way.
Why I gotta settle for some things.
Well, it's not settle. It's just you don't see. I need you guys to take this word settle out. This settle word is bothering you. You don't qualify for anything better. It's just like saying I settled to go to, University of Georgia when you wanted to go to Ivy League, but you didn't have Ivy League grades or Ivy League SATs. You didn't settle. You got them where you could get. And at 23, the kind of women emotionally, because you're looking for a money outcome. Ma'am.
Who do you think would be a fit for me emotionally?
Look, I'm not. That's not an offense, but where are your woman skills?
Okay, I understand. Do
you? That's not an offense to understand what it takes for a man to be at that level. And what you're saying is you couldn't be youth. That's exactly why, man. You are not ready. You're not really cut out for a man at that level. He's a serious man, and he doesn't need a 23-year-old girl. He needs a woman. That's not an offense, but where are your woman skills?
Okay, I understand.
Do you?
Yes, sir.
What are your woman skills? How can you help a man who's 40?
Well, I guess being a helpmate, biblical terms, supporting, Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why. And and the reason I ask these hard questions is because women, young ladies like yourself, to overlook the men that really would be a good fit for you emotionally, because you're looking for a money outcome. Let me tell you something. Let me say something to some of you. I see a bunch of you finesse wannabes, and just like I wanted you to come over here because I need you to hear this, because I see you run into these finesse channels, these level up channels, patting each other on the back, rubbing each other's head, telling each other what you want to hear. And what I see is a bunch of, in general, especially in the comment section, is a bunch of wannabes, a bunch of broke wannabes. Thinking you finessing because you getting a few dollars. A bunch of broke bees. And thinking you running game. See, you can finessing to get a light bill paid or get a Michael Kors bag. You're low level because you don't know how to finesse a high value man. See, a high value man is far outside of what a lot of you wannabes running around here on YouTube could ever hope to get, because you don't have what it takes. And I'm going to get real raw on a lot of you guys today because you want to finesse a high value man. But baby girl, you are used to hanging around in a lake. You're running around with catfish and bass and alligator gar. You in the big leagues when you start dealing with high value men. You are the prey. If you want to finesse, now, so let them talk all their noise, but I want you to notice that none of these so-called finesse women have their picture showing. It's because they don't look good enough. They're not trying to hide their identity. They're trying to live a fantasy. So, what I was trying to tell this young lady last night is you're not ready for what you say you want. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Many women today have been told, date an older man. And I listen to all these channels. I look at all, I'm like, y'all are just making these women rich because they're leading you guys down the path. But here's the problem. There are enough of what's at the end to make you ladies feel like you're winning. Because you can find a sucker, a beta male, a simp, a cuck. Ma'am.
Who do you think would be a fit for me emotionally?
Look, yeah, I'm not done with this part of it, because in order to deal with a high value man, you must be a woman. And I want to get on to the end because I want to get to the end to start at the beginning. You don't qualify for it. I kept telling you don't. If you didn't look the way you thought, where you look, and you wouldn't be asking for what you're asking for. You'd be asking for a regular guy.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
You're still going. Go ahead, Destiny. You can ask a question so I can be done with it. Go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead, young lady, ask your question. And I'll get under Destiny. Go ahead.
I don't want to be a little girl who needs a little boy. What do you recommend I do to qualify for the men that I want?
This is where the school's going to come into play. You guys are going to have to learn how to do all this stuff because unfortunately you didn't learn when you were at home in the community. You didn't learn it. So I don't begrudge you, but where'd you go to college?
Didn't go.
You didn't go?
No, sir.
All right. Well, so you. Now I want you to keep in mind, you want a man who's making $400,000 a year. And like I said, all this is based upon your above average looks. And I hear this often. See, you need to understand the difference between the kind of men you play with, the men that you feel like you can play with, and then the kind of men that play you. You're not ready for high value men, little girls. So I'm gonna teach you're gonna get schooled today. I tried to help this little girl, but you can't help little girls when they feel like they're winning because they can get little trinkets from suckers. But all you really do is set yourself up for short money. Anybody ever play dominoes? Ever play dominoes? Who play bones? Who play bones in the house? One of the cardinal rules in dominoes. All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. But when you're lower level hustling, when you're lower level finessing, that's one thing. When you're trying to finesse a high value man, it requires more than batting your eyes, sticking your tongue out on Tinder, and shaking your ass. And you're not really ready. You graduated high school.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you live?
I live in Los Angeles.
With who? Do you live by yourself?
Yes, sir.
Who you live with?
By myself.
All right. You don't have to go to school for it because I don't know, you didn't learn it. And I can't, and I don't want to get too much further into. Shout out to Anna Bay and the School of Affluence. One thing I will give Anna Bay credit for is she's finessed her way to the top. She finessed somebody to get a start, and she finessed her way through. But one of the things that women who really are in the game, in the life, trying to really get millionaires, billionaires, men with real money, not Tory Burch, not Tory Burch and Michael Kors bags, and getting your bills paid to your cell phone, little cheap ass trinkets like that, little stuff like that. Really, truly high value men. Men, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn today. Anna will be the first one to say you're going to have to spend some money. You're going to have to invest. Get a second job to fund your breaking in to a high value lifestyle. But no. Many of you women, young women, and in particular, for this part, young black women, you want something for nothing. You think because of your lips, your hips, you think you can skip paying your way through. You think you can skip because you can ride in on the physical. And the first thing I said yesterday is before you can go to wife school, you got to go to charm school. You got to go get some basic etiquette. So how to finesse a high value man? You must be a woman first. You didn't go to college. That's a whole range of people around your age and dating that you missed out on. So going straight from high school, it's going to be really hard for a high school. And I mean, and so it's going to be real hard for a high school graduate to be talking about a man in the top 5% of earners. There's a lot of stuff. And if you want that, I don't know why you want it other than the fact is you don't want to work, but you don't get it just because you want it. You have to earn it and deserve it before you get it.
I'm going to college.
You have to earn it. All right.
It's crazy.
But let me tell you why a lot of these women don't feel like they have to earn anything. And this is where it's you guys, this is where it's the men's fault. Tied into something I heard Obsidian talk on his show earlier, talking about Brittany Cooper, a very large feminist, referring to a time in the black community where black women used to control their men by sex strikes. And he was referring to a broadcast David Carroll was referring to, saying that how in the world can a woman the size of Brittany Cooper have the audacity, the nerve to talk about denying a man sex in order to get him to do anything? It's because, sadly, many of you guys out there are thirsty and you will do anything. You have no standards. So, men, you play a role in souping these women's heads up to where they feel like they should be able to get anything. Brittany Cooper and women that look like her should not have access to any kind of sex, much less talk about withholding sex. So when you got women who sit back and think, I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is just be. Just put some sex in it and I'll get what I want, guys. Because somebody somewhere made these women think their value is higher than it is, to where this woman got on my show last night at 23 as a high school graduate thinking that she can finesse her way into a dude that's making $250,000 a year.
Yeah. But
define your lifestyle goals. Scrutinize yourself from top to bottom, inside and out. Create a strategy to enter into this high value lifestyle, because you have to get in around these kind of men. High school graduates don't just get in around these kind of men because you think you're cute. You have to educate yourself, and this is where you fall down. You're not willing to invest thousands of dollars, do the work, get the surgeries, do the exercise, the trainers, the diets, get the wardrobe, the etiquette classes, all these things to be able to move around in these rooms. Educate yourself on who these men are, what they want, and what value you could possibly. That's why this woman was like, I don't know. Here's her ultimate plan. I'll just fuck him. I'll fuck him and I'll suck his dick. Where's the time at on that? That was her ultimate plan. I'll have sex with him and that'll be good enough. That'll be good enough. That's all that's required. 38 minutes. Sadly, that's what far too many of your ultimate qualifications are. I'll just have sex with him. And that'll get me a guy who's making $250,000 a year. That'll get me a guy who in 10 years makes $3 million. So if you make so if you make $333,000 a year, that means every 3 years you're making $1 million. So in 10 years, you've made almost $4 million. What do high school graduates typically make in this country? I don't care how cute you are. And the nerve to think that you can just, but why would she have why do they think they can finesse high value men? Because of what's about to happen now. You guys are responsible for this. You suckers set up your own destruction.
I'm sorry. We'll figure something out. First things first, let me just let you know when I'm leaving.
I didn't get the last part first.
The priority is I'll let you know when I'm heading out of town or what I'm deciding to do for the holiday.
Who sounds like they're in control of this conversation? The 23-year-old young lady or the dude that sounds like he older than me? Who sounds like they're in control of this conversation? Tell me where the emotion, the finesse, the ability, the love, the whatever is coming in her voice. See, baby girl, you only qualify to deal with guys at this level.
Okay.
And we'll go from there, okay?
And we'll try to make it happen, okay? If you want to see me and I want to see you, we should be able to make it happen.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
But
If you want to see me and I want to see you, we should be able to figure it out. Now, this is the girl who didn't want to deal with older men. I don't want to be with older guys, and because I have to change who I am, and I can't be as youthful. This is the same person, y'all. She didn't know she had a hot mic. And you guys are as transparent, fake, phony. Truly high value men see your pretend ass coming a mile away. That's why I laugh when I watch these level up, high value, finesse channels. I laugh because I look at a presenter talking to a group of women and I'm like, no, just no. Lots of fanciful stories. It's almost, I don't go down that path.
okay, so yeah. Go, hold and do whatever you need to do. I'm glad you got your computer. You know so much more. The last time that I spoke to you around this time last night, you were kind of a mess.
I know. But thank you for everything. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And do your stuff and enjoy the rest of your evening. You know exactly where I'll be and when I'm getting.
Oops, she found out she was busted. Oh, the Godfather is never wrong. Caught you. Just sugaring that dude up. Wow. I ain't a sucker. Y'all gonna take care of me. Hit the likes up, and we're gonna need at least 10 more people to drop something in there. Come on, man. Come on. Beta male provider providing stuff left and right. And she on here talking about how can I find a high value man? And she's out hustling mother suckers. That's what you heard. Hustle. That's what you heard. And I'm gonna tell you, women like you you cannot, women like her would want to be able to finesse high value men. And I will tell you, you cannot finesse high value men. See, you can only finesse guys that desire you, that you have leverage over, that are thirsty like this dude. You are not qualified, worthy, capable of finessing a high value man. We're talking about guys that do $1 million deals. We're talking about the men who run this country, run this world. And you talk about finessing as a high school graduate because you have sex? No, you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. Because you know what? Sis said it better. I'll let her say it. How can I get myself ready for a hybrid? Now, he didn't sound too young now, did he? He sounded every bit in his 40s, Courtney. He sounded every bit in his 40s. Every bit in his 40s. You can't make this shit up. You heard that.
Wow.
You heard it, didn't you?
And the crazy thing about it was she was messaging me like, oh my God, like, can you give me some advice? Can you give me some tips? So
that's a black woman that was on the show that she was even trying to get advice out of her. So I did not mishear what I heard. Neither did the 5,300 other people watching. You got busted.
you are okay with sugar babying a 40 and 50-year-old, why won't you date him? Because you're not serious. Advice, can you give me some tips? So if you are okay with sugar babying a 40 and 50-year-old, why won't you date him? Because you're not serious.
Thank you, my sis. She heard the same thing. You,
Wow.
Jesus. So to all you women out here, is this how a man should talk to a man should talk to a woman? I know what I'm doing. That's why I keep blocking y'all, because you're going to learn something in this show. Destiny, you heard what I heard.
I did. I did. I mean, you can't be a dummy. You can't hide that. And you know it's a sugar daddy because she has no feelings involved. This man done sent her a laptop. Thomas, she sounded a mess. She probably done faked the whole... I mean, this is what they call finesse, Kevin.
Finesse, ma. Finesse. Finesse. And this is why...
They will put their energy in finessing somebody instead of finding somebody that you can really have that life with. You have to be genuine, though.
And thank you. Ma said it best. Let me tell you why. You need to start focusing and stop finessing. To you, finesse level up girls, especially, I want to talk to the young black women right now. Let me tell you why this will never work for you. You can't finesse a high value man. We finesse you. They finesse. High value men are the finessers. They are the prize. They are the catch. You're the accessory. You're not on their level. You're trying to stay in their game. But see, this is what I mean. You guys are playing minor league stuff because you talk shit to one another and you guys tell each other good war stories. You think you're ready. Understand something. Start focusing, stop finessing, because high value men want women, not girls. And one of the biggest problems with a lot of you young black women today is you simply don't like men. She said, you would, if you can sugar baby, if you can finesse an older man, why can't you date him? The reason why is because they don't like men, period. Daddy issues. In the black community, black women, mothers, were the 80% of the households are ran by single women. And they have made it to where age gap dating is taboo, it's nasty, it's dirty, it's ew, it's to where young women fear it because they've been told you're bad, they're old, dirty, to where men have been told you shouldn't do that, you need to deal with somebody your own age. Where every other race of people, this is a norm. But why? Why in the black communities it's so anti? Because older black women want to keep all the higher value, the accomplished black men to themselves. But here's the thing, we don't want you. They don't want you. And they would rather go alone or go somewhere else. So I laugh when I hear young women talk about, well, we don't want you. We don't want older men. We want their money. It's because you're too stupid. I don't want to say you're too stupid. You just didn't learn right. You were taught poorly. You were taught by your mama, and your mama taught you poorly. So when you say that, you sound as ignorant as your outcomes. And the only person that hurts is you because you think you can go into dealing with an accomplished man, a productive, competitive, successful man running 20-year-old girl games? Chick, please. See, high value men want women who are girly, but not girls. Far too many of you are girls running girl games, doing girl shit like you would be in high school, playing little games that work with fuck boys. Shit that are, running lying games. Ooh, I sure need somebody to pay my rent and bills. Playing, getting pennies. Talking about Birkin bags in the store. You ain't see the best. Anyway, I don't. Ooh wee. We gonna go there tonight because it's time to knock this shit off. High value. You're not qualified. You want to know how to finesse a high value man? First off, you have to be good enough. You have to be good enough. And many of you are not good enough. Let's start from the top. You have no idea what a luxury lifestyle or a high value lifestyle really looks like. You have no idea what kind of money a man needs to make in order to fund or facilitate the kind of lifestyle that you have in your head. You don't, the particulars, you have no idea. Every time I ask, what kind of profession would a man need to have in order to make that kind of money? I don't know. A CEO. I mean, how many times do you listen to these women who say they want this? You're like, God damn. You sound like a little girl. But when Becky comes in, Becky will tell you, well, let's see, an architect, a partner at a law firm, a tech entrepreneur. Becky can get real. Mylene can get real. Tell you exactly. Not only tell you the jobs, tell you the cities and regions and the companies they work for, because they actually are strategic. You just think you can fuck your way into it. This broadcast is probably going to be limited because I'm taking the gloves off. You think you can just screw and blow your way through it, and it ain't good enough. That shit works for Nug Nug and Tim Tim and dudes buying you a new set of tires and maybe getting you a used iPhone, getting you some new bundles and some shit, but getting real money, getting somebody who's making $30,000 a month, $40,000 a month. You think that bullshit game you run is going to work on these men? You are out of your damn mind. That's why you talk about athletes and entertainers, because those are little boys. No offense, young men, but understand what I'm saying. They used to talk about men 30 and under because between the ages of 16 and 30, y'all are dominating. But you can't deal with a man 35 plus because you're not dominating. You are in on your heels. You're not good enough to kick with a high value man. Why aren't you good enough? You can't define the lifestyle. Number one. Number two, you may have scrutinized yourself from head to toe. Many of you ladies who want to get into this kind of thing, you have the outside better than normal. Most of you still have somebody else's hair weaved or wigged up on your head, but you got it. Most of you are dress size 8 or less. Most of you are adjustable 6s, 8s. Because the 9s and 10s are usually gone. But here's what it is. You've not done the inside out work. Your insides are horrible. Because when I ask questions, what do I get? A bunch of selfish, myopic, self-absorbed, entitled, strange answers. I don't know. What are you asking me these questions for? What do you mean? What do I bring to the table? What do you mean? What value? What? I just can tell you I can just tell you the neighborhoods I want to live in, but I can't tell you anything about the man that's supposed to be over there that's supposed to facilitate that, because I'm supposed to just get. You're just supposed to be my digital Santa Claus. You're supposed to be Jesus Claus. Jesus Claus doesn't exist. Do you want to be a black man? Yeah, most of you want to be a black man. Well, here's a question for you. Especially for you women that want to be a black man. You want a black man to pay the bills, but do you want to sit under the authority of a black man? You want a black man to put you in a lifestyle that's a high value lifestyle to where you don't have to work after you're pregnant, but do you want to sit under the authority of a black man for the rest of your life? No, this is when you want to start being partners and equals and having your say and being independent. Fuck all that. You're going to sit under the authority of a man who's earning this kind of money, because he won't tolerate anything else. These fools buying computers will let you be partners, but they can't pay the bills. Come on. So you can go ahead to all these little level up, all these little channels that tell you what the hell you want to hear. High value men laugh at this shit. How do I know? I've been in cigar shops, and I've let some colleagues and guys look at this shit and be like, look at this. Yeah, they talking. Yeah, we laugh. Golf course, country, yeah. Laughing at you. There's so many of these finesse wannabes in Atlanta. I see them all the time out at cigar spots I go to. We can usually see what they're up to from a mile away, and they think they're slick, though, because they look good. Thank you, Jonathan. And I didn't even look at that comment. So don't tell me that I... Yeah, we see y'all. You ain't ready for this shit. Because you're not good enough. You're not good enough because at the end of the day, your insides are jacked up. You don't like men. You have daddy issues. You need therapy to become a better person. See, women who win or get high value men are better women. They're not game players, finessers. See, a finesser is a bad person. She's ultimately playing a game, and some she wins, some she loses. Well, when you start going up here with real players, you're going to lose all the time. Go back to that cruise season video where the little light-skinned chick was talking about, I need a man who makes at least double what I make, or if not, I will hold the permission. I'll treat you poorly. I'll do this. I'll do that. You'll never tell me what to do. I'll never respect you. And what did she say? Well, that's how men with money treat me. She understands the rules. She understands the men who have the money make the rules. Now, take it with a grain of salt where they were supposedly so mean to her or whatever. I think she was probably getting what she deserved, listening to things that were coming out of her mouth. But at the end of the day, how much money, your financial strategy, how much money have you invested into figuring out this high value lifestyle? What numbers, outside of swiping and scrolling on Instagram and watching goddamn rap videos, what have you done to really figure out who these men are, the professions they have, the job titles they have, the cities they live in, the neighborhoods they live in, the associations? Well, first off, do you even look good enough? Because you're going to have to be in the top 20% of looks. That means your face has to be in the top 20%. Your body damn sure has to be. If you are if you're over dress size 8, fuck high value anything. You ain't getting that. You're too fat. You're too fat for high value. I'm sorry. Over 145 pounds, you don't get high value nothing. You don't get high value nothing. So I'm going to start from the fact that you got a banging body and you're pretty in the face. You're an 8 in the face and a 9 on the body. Great. Have you put any real effort? Do you have a personal trainer, a nutritionist? Are you under some discipline? High value men want to know who your trainer is. They want to know in your life you have discipline sitting on top of your monkey ass, because they're going to put discipline on top of you. Because with their provision comes conditions. You're not going to just be able to sit up and say, well, you can have some used vagina that I gave away on the college campus and I gave away the other day, but now you can have it because I want what you have. So here, you can have it. Bitch, please. And I meant that. Bitch, please. And many of y'all think you doing something. And these men are like, what are you talking about? You have not done the work. You have not invested. You have not even educated yourself. I ask women often, what kind of professions do the kind of men who make the kind of money you're talking about have? And you idiots, you cannot even answer the question. You just think this shit happens. But I bet you Becky can answer the questions. Marisol can answer the questions. Mylene can answer the questions. Anu can answer the questions, because they are strategic about getting their high value men. They don't just think it's a rapper or an entertainer or a CEO. This is why they win. And good for them. If you're a high value brother, I hope you go to a woman who's put a lot of effort, effort into acquiring your attention. She has to work to earn you. And so many of you black women, you think a man has to work to earn you. You're wrong. Human beings intrinsically do not value stuff we didn't have to work for. So if you want to be a high value man, one of the first things you have to do is start making women earn your time. Earn your everything. But we're already starting from the fact that they are high value men. You're trying to get in here to finesse them. You're not going to finesse these guys because they see you coming from a mile away, because you're predictable. Because you're coming in it with bad faith. In malafide, you're coming in you're trying to come run a cheap ass nickel and dime con, a nickel and dime hustle. And they're willing to say, oh, well, let's see, wait a minute, let me see. Story about Shaquille O'Neal. NBA players back in the day got $930 a day per diem, cash in an envelope, when they were on the road traveling. Shaquille O'Neal was famous for never spending his per diem money because he had so much money. This LA thought was going around town talking about how Shaquille O'Neal was buying her stuff and just hyping up the tale. And when questioned, he's like, well, yeah, he gave me like $900 to do such and so forth. He said, go take care of yourself. Because, she tried to make it seem like she was on his level, on one of his girls. He's like, wait a minute. He gave you $900? He's like, no, $930. And she's like, yeah. He just gave you his per diem money. Meaning he just gave you some money. He gave you something that don't even matter to him. See, when you're truly a high value man, the little wins you think you're getting that would mean something from these laptop buying Negroes, these laptop buying dudes, they ain't nothing to these dudes. She was lying, thinking she did something, got $930, and he was just stacking up envelopes. Educate yourself about the lifestyle. Take action. Because then, once you're ready to be around high value men, you don't finesse high value men. You don't finesse high value men. You don't finesse high value men. High value men select you. They pick you. You're not in position of power. They are. So all these YouTube channels talk about how running game over here, running game over there. They're not talking about high value men. They're talking about lower level dudes who may have a little money, but not really truly high value. That's why these women talk about these men in such dismissive, pejorative ways, because they understand they got the leverage over these. And if you're one of these dudes getting played, stop doing it. Because in order to be in with a high value man, first you must be good enough. You must be good enough. You must look good enough. You must weigh good enough. You must talk good enough. You must walk good enough. You must act good enough. And that's the reality. Are you good enough to be in the room or around this caliber of man who's making these caliber? That's why I told this young girl, he's out here making moves. What does he need you for? What value are you going to bring to him? Well, what? You can't date these men because you don't ultimately like men. And you would rather spend more time trying to figure out how to finesse lower level men than spending time getting your shit together, getting yourself together to have a shot at getting a higher level man. That's dumb money. All money ain't good money. Start focusing and stop finessing. Give up the finesse crap. Because none of these finesse fools are going to graduate to wife. It is very rare for these finesse people to graduate on to wife. At best, they graduate to baby mama. Yeah, we're going there today. Homeboy says pawn shop pimping. That's right. So when I see you little twinkling 20s laughing because you got somebody to get you a mani-pedi or got somebody to buy you a little funky pair of shoes. No. Is your name in the will? Are you the in case of emergency? Is your name on the lease? Is your name on the mortgage? Is your name on the title? Who is your client services manager at Morgan Stanley? Who do you deal with at Goldman? Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. You ain't, no. Y'all talking funky little money. Because you're little girls. Little girl minds trying to play with big boys. Stuff I'm talking. What is he talking about? Morgan Stanley Bears. What? Oh, he just happens to know the sales rep at Saks to buy you your favorite perfume. Do you not realize high value men? Oh, I said it on Donovan's show. I'll say it here. Look, high value men put value on everything, put a price tag on everything, and automatically they look at you and say, I'm willing to put this amount of money into you. I'm going to teach you tonight. How much does she cost and what am I willing to spend? So let's say the chick that called in last night, high value man would have said, she's $50,000. And to her, he's like, oh, I got a $50,000 come up. Trick, $50,000 is his expense account at work. He has to spend his expense account every month or he doesn't get it. He has to spend it. When I was a corporate sales rep, I had a $5,000 beginning, midway through my career, I had a $5,000 a month expense account that I had to spend. Had to. I would get in trouble if I didn't spend it. What my money was passed through. $930 from Shaq. But somebody like that would think she's got to come up. He didn't get to come up. What was I getting? What is he getting for that? She's worth 50. She's worth 10. Oh, she's a 500. She's a one night. Oh, but that one right there. Donovan asked me, how much would it cost? I said $5 million. How much is a wife worth? 5 million. Because she's going to make me 10. Go back and watch the show. If you watch Donovan Sharp's show, I talked about this Sunday night. Any woman I deal with long term that's going to be next ex-wife, she's going to be, she will be monetized right along with me. She's going to be able to walk around and not be in this. She's going to be somewhere in here, not in front of the camera, but around. See, high value men, everything is a business transaction. This is why you never this is why you can't finesse one, because he's already playing the long game. Assuming that when I pick you, you're going to go left, because all women go left at some point. So I'm negotiating the exit strategy at the beginning. Assuming everything goes well, this is what happens. But if it doesn't go well, here's the prenup. Here's the exit clause. 10% on top of that to make it go away. And then I go on to the next one. That's how high value men move. But you ain't ready for that. Because that would hurt your little ego, hurt your little feelings. Because you think you up in here and you think men are down here. And see, the only way you get truly high value men are to realize the men are up here and you're over here. See, you got your girls over here that think boys are down here, but women who deal with high value men understand that men are over here and you're here. I'm a high value man, right? Come in here insulting a content creator, and I will block you. Let me tell you that right now. If I look down and I see y'all talking about any content creator, especially anybody that I mentioned, I will block you. Test me. That's your one warning. Test me. Because unless you're making $1 million a year, you can't talk about none of the folks I talk about. So let me go ahead and be quiet. See, I'm not supposed to say certain things, but some of y'all talk a lot of shit, and you got no reason to talk shit. You need to shut up. Do you honestly think that women see themselves less than men? I don't give a fuck what they see. Why do I care? Why don't you call in? I don't care what the women. Why would I? Okay. Why would I care? Why would I care what women see? See, the difference between men like yourself and me is you ask fear-based scarcity questions. Guys like yourself are always worried about over there, what shit you can't control. Hugh Hefner was once asked by a reporter, you got all these pretty young girls in Playmate Mansion, but you're like 75, 80 years old. You do know they're just here because of the money. They're not here because they really like you. You know what Hugh Hefner said? He looked dead in the eyes like, I don't care why they're here. I just care why they're here. High value men don't care about anything other than what they want. They are the North Star, their purpose and their mission. You can't care about why she's here or what she thinks. If you understand where you're going and you know how to vet and put things around you, you don't walk around worrying about, well, what do women think? Who gives a French toast what they think? In this context of this conversation. That's why you guys have so many problems with women, because you put too much responsibility on them. Responsibility is made for shoulders, not hips. I expect women to be emotional, go left, be wishy-washy, change her mind. That's how they're made. I don't begrudge them. I want them that way. I'd rather them be that way than sitting there masculine, sitting around. Man, if you don't get out of here with that, mama's. Women aren't always a problem. If you can't understand that women come with those particular issues, they all do, regardless as to what culture, they all come a certain way. cultures, they vary, but women are still females and they're 51% of the population and they aren't going anywhere. I love women for being as quirky as they are. When I am spending my life is spent around beautiful women. I don't hang out with men. When I'm out by myself or with beautiful women. And if anybody who has ever met me in person will tell you I am the same guy in person as you find online. So back to what I said. Yeah, Robert. But you cannot finesse high value men. They would not be high value. You cannot finesse. Can you imagine what would happen if you could finesse a high value man? That means how would he have gotten there? Because at every step of the game, between the time he goes from middle class to upper middle class to the level he's at, there's somebody trying to get something from him. Women are always watching. And if he could be finessed, his money would have been drained. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I know what I'm talking about. Maybe your girl really was. Maybe she can finesse high value men. You know, she tried to finesse the caller. But you know what? That woman's gonna be right in there. Danger zone! And she's gonna go straight through the danger zone into. This your future, baby girl. That's your future. That's your future. Because women who don't like men don't do well with high value men. Women who don't like men don't do well with high value men. Not at all. You don't do well with high value men because high value men can see you coming a mile away.
Money work.
See you coming a mile
El mundo
away.
quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
When you come to the show, connect.
Money work.
Call
Si me
in,
quiero
use the
educar.
computer audio.
Dormir en algún lugar. Un lugar para trabajar. Y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Ella de corazón. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz.
That's a sexy woman.
Money work.
Here Scoops.
El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work.
right. So shout out to the Money World girl, none other than your own Tierra Scoops. If you would like to be a Money World girl, send me an email. Send me your video to info@bykevinsamuels.com. If you want to be a Money World girl, send me your video. Y'all's cameras turned sideways, but your camera's turned sideways. There you go. Email me if you want to be Money World. I want to put some more folks on. Unmute yourself. All right. What the? Hello? You need to turn off YouTube in the background. Yeah, what? Okay. Yes, I can. Money World.
All right, we have it now. So, hi, Kevin.
Hello.
I'm Diamond.
How are you?
I'm Alexis. I'm
What do you got
good.
for
We're
me?
good.
What do you have for me? What question do you have for me?
We love your show. We agree with a lot of things going on in your show and the topics that you make. And we just wanted to know where we could find high value men at and how to attract them, because we think we're high value girls.
Okay. Well, how old are you?
25.
25, yeah.
Okay. So I always ask the same question. Why do either one of you want a high value man?
I guess we feel like we deserve those type of men because we're feminine, inspirational, and what's the other one? I forgot. We feel like we're FBI, yeah. Women.
You do realize that you can be an FBI woman, but there's no deserving. Okay. High value men are the top 20, 15, 10% of the population. And there is no deserve when it comes to that. Did either one of you go to college?
We both did, yeah.
What college did you go to?
Valdosta and Georgia State.
Okay. Georgia State, Valdosta. Does anyone deserve to go to Harvard? Or deserve to go to Yale? Or deserve to go to Princeton? Or deserve to go to MIT?
No, you have to earn your way.
Exactly. And that's the same way with high value men. You have to earn them. If you watch my broadcast, I've said this. And sadly, so many black women feel as though just because I'm a nice person, I deserve a high value man and a high value lifestyle. That's not true. So when you ask me where they are, they're part of the problem. Part of the issue is even if they're around you, why would they pick you if you don't if you don't understand what I just said? Were you raised by your father?
No.
Okay. So let's just be honest. Most women want a high value man because they want a high value lifestyle. Is meaning you want a certain standard of life. It means you want to live in a certain kind of home, a certain kind of neighborhood, drive a certain kind of car, shop, live.
Well, yeah, I feel like I deserve a high value man because I've worked to be a high value woman. So, I know you like often joke about, is he talking? Like having a PhD. So I feel like having an education is big. Always like making goals and striving towards your goals. And you talk about women being like inspirational. So I feel like if I had a high value man, I'd be able to like support his dreams and go along with his plans.
Okay, I've defined high value women. And it has nothing to do with education.
Right.
What makes a woman high value has nothing to do with her education. I'll define high value for you. And you tell me if you fit it. High value women are attractive and appealing. to the eye, to the body, and to the soul. High value women have a comforting character. High value women are discerning and disciplined. High value women are enthusiastic and exuberant. They're also loyal and liberating. None of the things I said have anything to do with an education. Now, would you say that you are those things?
Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever cheated on a boyfriend?
No.
Well, now when we define cheating, I don't mean just having relations with somebody. I mean going out with another guy, chatting up another man who you knew were interested in you. Okay.
Yeah, we've never done that.
All right. Well, what I'm trying to get to is it's really hard to be a high value woman at okay, outside, now that you've heard what I said makes a high value woman, what are the things that you would consider making you high value? Or fair, or to be fair, do you just see yourself as high value?
No, I feel like from listening to your show, like we're not in the danger zone. We don't have any kids.
Good. But that's just normal, sweetheart. Yeah. That's just normal. Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
When was the last relationship you had?
Almost a year ago.
How old was he?
25.
What do you do for a living?
Cybersecurity.
Okay. And 25, and you were 23 at the time?
No, we're both the same age.
And how much did he earn?
80,000.
Okay. Good money for a 25-year-old. Do you have high value men approaching you?
I don't think so.
All right. That tells you something. Okay. What city do you live in?
Atlanta.
All right. You got work to do. I appreciate you watching my show. And if you want, and if high value is something you really want, you got to become competitive. And it has to be more than just being a sweet woman, a feminine woman. And the things that I say they're very broad. But you're competing with women who have been groomed since they were little girls in etiquette school, charm school, how to cook, clean, serve for man. I mean, I have a woman on this show. Her name is Dr. Lucia. She went to the Mayo Clinic, and I've had several women who have gone through talking about how they were really, really groomed to be serve a man, and often, especially in the Black community, you weren't even raised with a man in the household. So what I'm saying to you is, good to set your goals, but high value is something so rare. It's not really. If you don't have high value, you can still have a good life. Why do you have to have high value men? That's the question.
Well, I think we both would be happy with Henry's.
Right, but it's because of them. Okay, but it's because of the money.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta break it to you.
I think. Well, okay. Here's what we really think. So as women, like, it's a lot easier for us to get like good jobs, good places to live. And like, even though that's not important, we would at least like to meet people who at least have like what we have or more, which at that point is that by your standard, a Henry or a high value man, because both of us, like, we're not 6-figure women, but we're getting there. So it's just kind of like with the things that we have and the things that we want, a lot of men in Atlanta don't seem to have that in particular.
Well, first of all, you're outnumbered. The women outnumber the men here 20-1. That's number one. You're outnumbered. But you mentioned education and income, okay? But let's say you were married. Do you want to have children?
Yes.
Do you want to have children as well?
Yes.
How many?
2.
2.
2. And then after you're pregnant with the first child, do you want to have to work?
No.
So what about you?
I don't mind working.
Okay, I said, do you want to have to?
I guess no.
All right. So again, your education, your money, and all that stuff, after you're married, pregnant, it all stops. Your husband would have to carry the financial load. Right? So in a man's mind, all that doesn't count. All the stuff that you want to count goes away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it goes away, but
Yeah, it goes away. It does. So then what's left?
Being a wife and a mom to his kids and a wife to
Okay.
him.
All right. And did you learn how to be a wife? Did you grow up learning how to be a wife?
No, but my mom did put me in like cotillions and my family members. I saw marriage to them, but I did not have a dad in the household.
Okay. So neither one of you learned how to be a wife, right? So you want a man who's earning in the top 10%, 5% to marry a woman and 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 you want to be a wife, and you want on the job training. Okay. So when I said there's work to be done. I don't begrudge you ladies for wanting what you want, but you're not really qualified for it. It's like, well, and the first thing you said is we deserve. You don't deserve anything. No one deserves anything. And that's what I need so many of you young ladies, especially young black women, to understand. You have to work for what you want. Did you have to, either one of you have to take student loans out?
Barely.
Okay. Why did you barely have to take out student loans?
I only needed I graduated college with like $5,000 in college.
But did you have scholarships?
Yeah, I had a few.
Academic?
Yeah, academic and like income based.
Okay. All right. In this life, you get what you earn. A man who's earning the kind of money you're talking about is a catch.
But why is men that earn that much a catch, but women are already somewhat at that standard?
What do you mean?
Like, at least a Henry or better is like most women seems like in Atlanta. But to get a man like that is a quote unquote catch.
No. Okay. Well, first of all, black men out earn black women. That's number one. So 3% of women in this country earn over 6 figures. 13% of men. So you guys got a lot of misinformation. You don't out earn men. Black men earn more than black women. Everywhere. All right. And why is it a catch? Because let's say I married either one of you and you're making $100,000. You're pregnant with Kevin Jr. Guess what? Your money goes away. I still have to work. Right? My money has to fund the family. So in order to have this high value lifestyle, it has to be based solely upon what I can deliver day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. Because women are up and down, kids, not kids, part-time, not part-time. That's why we are the catch. That is why you have to earn these men. And you want it, right? You both want the same thing. All right. If one man that you were both attracted to who earned the kind of money and was the Henry you talked about, there's only one, you guys would have to do what? You gonna share him?
We might.
Well, hey, at least thank you for being honest. I mean, but you're gonna but if you don't share him, what you gonna have to do?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear it. What you gonna have to do?
I guess you have to pick.
Ask if you got not pick. You're gonna have to compete.
Friend.
Excuse me? What'd you say?
Oh, you know how high value men kind of like run together? I was saying make sure your friend gets along with maybe.
No. But the thing is, there's only, if I said there's one,
Yeah.
that friend shit's gonna go out the window because one of you will have a husband who can make the kind of money to leave you, being able to not have to work and have babies, and the other will have nothing. That's the reality, sweethearts. That's the world. You can be friends all you want to, but when that man that you want, who you know are not that plentiful, you gotta compete. Are you prepared to cut your friend's throat to get the man?
Never.
Well, then buy a dog. Because this is why Becky, Mylene, and Marisol kick your asses. Because they are willing to compete to win. And you care more about being liked by other black women than getting a high value man. Thank you for being honest. You'd rather share him or not compete. That's why you don't deserve it. You're not really trying to win. You just want it because you think it sounds good. Not is it something that you have to strive for. And not everybody can get it. And this is a reality that's going to be very hard because imagine if you and your friend say, I'm not going to compete with you, girl. I'm not going to compete with you. Then he picks the girl down the street, the white girl down the street, because you guys didn't want to compete. You both lost. Right?
Yeah.
How does that help either one of you?
So where do you find these men?
When I said, now fuck the men. We're here. This is the truth. Look at each other. You're at competition. You can be friends, but you're competition because you want the same thing. Right? Unless you're prepared to be sister wives. I mean, would you be I make no judgment. Would you be open to a poly relationship where you can have two wives?
I don't think so.
Yeah. No.
Well, then somebody's going to have to win. Either you going to win, she's going to win, or he's going to go down to the other girl who's going to compete. And this is why black women lose. Because you're still talking about, where are these guys? What difference does it make? You got to compete for them. And when women who have been groomed to realize those guys are the prize, and this is what I have to do, they go flirt and flip their hair and they do all this stuff, and you're like, y'all sitting back, well, why do I have to do this and do that? And they're all, hey, let me buy you a drink. Oh, he likes Jordans. Let me buy him some Jordans. One of you ever bought a guy?
Lots of things.
Yeah, lots of things.
Good. So, I mean, this is a good conversation, but what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is the kind of men you're talking about are 10% of the population. And that's assuming they're that's all the population. That's not adjusted for the ones who are married. That's not adjusting for the ones who are gay. So do you really have time to be buddy? Or, I mean, honestly, it'll make more sense if you said, yeah, girl, you're my friend, but in musical chairs, I would knock your ass down to get the last chair. And one of you's the bride and one's the bridesmaid. That's how competitive people, that's why other communities win, because they're willing to compete. But you guys want to be friends and don't want to hurt each other's feelings. And then the white girl takes your man. That's the bottom line. So now you ask me, where do these guys hang out?
In Atlanta.
Well, steakhouses, country clubs, cigar bars. But do you guys always go out together? That's not gonna work either. You got to start going out by yourself. See, this has been a really good call, because if you could look at the expression on their face, they're like, shit, is this hard? Yeah. Yeah, but if not, you can always go down and get you to go get the the cyber. I mean, that doesn't sound like he was. Why aren't you guys together? The guy was making 80 grand. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?
He had daddy issues.
Meaning what? Y'all got daddy issues. I mean,
he needed a father figure. His mom was a real bad influence. He didn't know how to treat a woman. Like, just.
Okay, what about you? What's your the bob haircut? What's your name?
Mine
name?
had kids and
Whoa. What's your name though?
Diamond.
Diamond, and the other one is?
Alexis.
Diamond, you said your ex has 2 kids?
Yeah.
How old was he?
35.
Okay, I need you to lean forward a little bit. Why are you dating men with 2 kids?
His personality and our chemistry.
Okay, and so how long did you guys date?
About a year and a half.
So explain something. You wasted a year and a half on a man who had 2 kids, and now you want a high value man to come behind that. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. Men look at your last boyfriends, serious relationships, and we judge what price we should have to pay and what we should have to do. Your last boyfriend lowered your price because you stayed there for 18 months at 20, how old?
5.
Yeah, you gave him 18 months of your prime years that you cannot get back. So if you were to meet this Henry, he's going to be like, you want me to follow the 35-year-old nigga with 2 kids? Nah, I'm good. I'm going to go on over. He may kick it with you. He may hit it, but serious relationship, you've lowered your value. So what you need to understand is you can't undo that, but you need to know that's how men think. Did you know that?
Yeah.
All right. So what you do is don't do that going forward, because you cannot change the fact that you guys had an 18-month relationship. You guys were intimate. So that guy imprinted on you. There was something you liked about him. The chemistry is usually a code word for sex. The sex was good. So, or else, I mean, because it's not like you saw a future with him, did you?
When I first met him, I did.
Okay. Did he approach you as though he wanted to marry you?
No,
Okay.
but I feel like towards the end that he would have.
You got to start with the end in mind. So you talk about daddy issues. This is daddy issue right here. So it's always good for us who aren't raised by a 2-parent household to get some therapy, because there's no way a 23-year-old woman should have been dealing with a man who's 35 years old with 2 kids without, and did you know you wanted to be married when you started dating him?
No.
All right. So you're just doing something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why this is important is because these are your most valuable years. And I hate to hear young Black women waste their valuable years on dead-end relationships. It would have been better to get with somebody who had no kids, who you could have at least had a future with, because with him, there was no real future. And see, if you had a father in your life, he probably would have said, hold on, Diamond, I'm not going to let my baby girl deal with this 40-year-old nigga with 2 kids. No, thank you. You need to go find somebody else. You need to date somebody your own age. But mamas will let you do that. And all this stuff comes back to the high value thing. And high value is not the only thing. It sounds like you sound like you're both really nice young ladies. But I don't want you to get fixated on a man being high value. You should worry about a man's character. And can you cooperate with him? Are you willing to get on his program? Are you willing to be under his authority as a man for everything you expect him to provide for you? That's what you got to get. So it's not about finding men if you're not ready. If I dropped you in a room with 300 high value men, if you're not ready, what's the point? Then did you have to take the SAT or the ACT to get into college?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. If I would have gave it to you in the 8th grade, it wouldn't have mattered, would it?
Mm-mm.
I said at the beginning, you still got work to do. So start understanding the outcome you want. Or therapy's always good. Write it down, the kind of life or the outcome you want, and start putting together some strategic plans, because like I said, finding a mate is not love, or it's a practical choice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys to the side. You can stay in the room though, okay? Thanks, ladies. That was a good call. Y'all stay on here. Katrina, go ahead. Katrina. Hello. All right. So, see, she's still muted. Yeah, I mean, when I told them they was gonna have to compete against each other, they were like, I can't compete against my homegirl. I would feel bad if I got with Keith and she didn't. Man, you better that you get her, better that you get Keith than somebody else. Cause then y'all be sitting around looking. Cause what happened? What happened? You fall out with your homegirl 5 years later, be like, oh, I passed up on a Henry and the two ladies in the comment in the waiting room. Your audio is not connected. You need to connect your audio. Your patience is epic. Guys, show some more love in the chat room. That was a good call. Yeah, I would say a young man at 25 years old earning $80,000. That was potential right there. I don't know why I didn't want to dig too deep into that one, but yeah, you might want to revisit that. See, it's blood sport out here. And when I told those women, if Keith Henry walked in, are y'all gonna share? And they're like, I like you. I like you. See, Becky and Melissa would have been like, no. They would knock each other out to get a man. And while you're still trying to figure out whether or not you want to compete with your friend, Becky, Marisol, Mylene, they are saying, hi, hey, I know how to make lemon pepper wings. They are not playing these little coy games. The kind and caliber of men that most of you ladies want is rare. 20% of the male, actually 15% of the male population, $85,000 and more. See, high value starts around $10,000 a month, but I still say about $85,000 a year. That's in that Henry striking range. You find a man that's making $85,000, that's a top 15% earner. You best sit down and have a conversation and realize that you outnumber men. And what I ultimately, they bounced. What I tell a lot of women is a lot of you ladies are you're not really thinking about men as a resource or as a finite quantity. You're looking at it as like, well, I just need to know where these guys are, and then I'll go in there and I'll be cute. No, you won't. You'll go in there, you'll be cute, and at best, you will likely end up in a friends with benefit, short-term relationship. You got to go in with a wife mindset if you want to be a wife. And you got to go in, like I said, there's work to do. What is going on? Why are you folks not joining with your audio? Unmute yourself, please. All right, something's going on with this. Diamond willing to change her name. I can't take her to the company function with that name. Yeah, that's a good point. Diamond, sweetheart. I mean, no disrespect, but he makes a good point. You ladies are going to have to really consider modifying these names. Diamond, any kind of name that could be like a stripper name or a porn star. Nope. Changing your name is not is a wise move in a lot of cases, especially if your mother named you Walmartavius or Javarius. I've seen some of the strangest names here in Atlanta on these name tags, and I'm like, who's gonna? No, Diamond. Your name could be Dia. Dia. Hi, my name is Dia. My real name is Diamond, but you call me Dia or call me D. Lexus, Dyslexis, Absorbine Jr. So what you ladies are got to realize, if you want to finesse a high value man, you're gonna end up taking an L. You can't finesse a high value man. Finessing is a losing lifestyle strategy. Finessing is like trying to plan for retirement by playing the lottery. Finessing is gambling. You can go to the racetrack, to Vegas. You can be a professional poker player, and some people make a living out of it, but it is a risky proposition. Finesse involves a winner and a loser. Sadly, many of you would rather play the finesse game. You know, I want to say Otasia, Otasia and cornbread. Yeah, finesse involves a winner and a loser versus doing the work to just win. So, damn, I feel broke watching this live stream. Well, first thing I would say is, how many hours a week are you working? If you're not working at least 60 hours a week, you shouldn't be watching this live stream anyway. You should be out there with a part-time job. I cannot hear broke and you're working less than 60 hours a week that you're getting paid for. Are you working 60 hours that you're getting paid for each hour? If you're not, get off YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and go down to Walmart, McDonald's, Quick Trip, get you a job, get a part-time job, Home Depot, go holiday season, go do something. Because look, man, you cannot be the man in a relationship, especially with a black woman, if you cannot pay all the bills. I know what they say, but you can shut a woman up with your work. It's a hell of a lot easier to argue with a woman when your bills is being all in your name. And that's, like I say, I made that mistake when I was a young Thundercat. I believed that women wanted. No. My mistake. That's why you never hear me talk shit about my exes. I will never talk shit about my exes. The ultimate failure for the relationship rests on me. No matter what they did, it's my responsibility. Hello? Yvette. She muted herself. Oh gosh. All right. What is going on with you ladies? We got people in the call queue. They just can't seem to figure out the audio. Sarah. Hello. And she went away. Hello. Boop, 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 boop. Dear God. Yvette, you keep unmuting yourself and okay. All right. I need you to mute YouTube in the background. What do you got for me? Oh Jesus. Uh, oh, oh, young Thundercat. Yeah, man. See, when you, for me, when I take responsibility for the previous failures, I release my younger self of guilt. Look, man, I made the best choices I could at the time. I didn't know any better. I made mistakes, but those are on me. But you can't. I don't blame my exes. I don't, and I always look at guys who sit around and dog their exes, talk crazy about their exes. What, I don't hang out with guys like that because it's not right to me. It's simply that it's just I don't know. Um, again, problems, stress is made for hips. I mean shoulders, not hips. Kimberly, unmute yourself. And then Marie, okay, you're next, the A lady. All right, well, you're up next because Kimberly's not unmuting herself. Hello. How are you? You've called in before, haven't you? What do you got for me?
I was watching you talking to the ladies and asking them what they think the high value man or where they could find one.
Uh-huh.
And I just wanted to say, a lot of the women, I'm married, you know that.
Yes.
A lot of the women have no idea how hard these men work and the type of professions that they typically have.
Mhm.
They only think about entertainer status or lawyer or such. There's men that have plumbing businesses. They own their business. They make a a ton of money,
Mhm.
and they they work really hard, but they would never look at these men because they're plumbers. Or they
Right.
would think, oh, he's a plumber, he's a blue collar worker. He's
Mhm.
not worth my time because I don't look good in front of my friends.
Mhm.
But he can still offer you the lifestyle that you are looking for.
I agree. And something you said that made me think is a lot of these women look at men who make that kind of money because they think it frees up his time to go to parent teacher conferences or to come home or because
Mm-mm.
they want men who make a lot of money who can still be around the house like an 8 to 5 guy. And that doesn't work. Dr. Lucia often would talk about how her mother would have to take her and her siblings to the hospital to see their father because he was working at the hospital as a physician. So you make a good point. How you guys weren't you guys trying for a child or are you in the
Yeah, wow, you remember. Yeah, we're still
I'm getting
trying. I mean,
yeah
and
yeah
that's part of the problem. He's always exhausted, he's always working, he's always
right
busy. He has
mm-hmm.
2 children from his previous marriage, but I
Right
take care of the home. I take care of everything
mm-hmm.
because he's never home. And that's one thing I think a lot of the women don't understand is that a lot of times when you're married to a high value man, you're going to have to
Mm-hmm.
take care of a lot of stuff by yourself. He's not going to be there to entertain you and to make you feel wanted and special. There's a
Right
lot of times I don't feel that, but
mm-hmm.
I have to hold up my end of the bargain, you know.
Duty
My husband gave me a big home,
yeah
beautiful
yeah
cars,
yeah
and I live like a queen. I don't
yeah
work. I don't have to, lift a hand for work, but at home, oh, I'm
mm-hmm.
working at home.
Yeah.
I
Well,
take care of the books as well for the business. Oh, go
thank
ahead.
you. Thank you. I say put your wife to work. And it sounds like you understand your duty. And Yeah, I remember. I'm good at my business too, so I remember. So all the best. I hope you guys conceive.
Thank you so
That's a
much.
job that any man will like. I'll put in a little extra overtime work. So have a good
Yeah,
holiday.
really.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
holiday season. Thank you.
Bye.
Shout out to the caller. Yeah, I remember people. Yeah, ladies, she just gave you guys a jewel. That look, Raven, I'm coming to you next. That high value men, we work. I work my. I'm 51. And if you follow me on Instagram, I was in New York, I'm in LA. I've had people like, God damn, do you ever go to sleep? No, because I'm driven. Raven, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. What do you got for me?
Well, I am in the Midwest and I am single. um I'm 40 and I have no children.
Okay.
Uh I own
Calm
a
down. It's just you and I. Don't worry. It's just us.
okay.
All right. You're 40, no children, and what would you like?
Well, I would like to be 40 and in a relationship working towards something, but it
Okay.
just doesn't seem to be happening.
Um, well, when was the last relationship you were in?
Okay, so I'm not really a relationship girl, like
Okay.
girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever. So like 4 years ago.
4 years ago, and how long was that?
It was like 2 years.
Okay. 2
Yeah,
years, and who ended that relationship?
I did.
Why?
Okay, well, it what I couldn't forecast that it was going anywhere.
Okay.
I could see that I had gotten to know like
All right.
let's
All
say
right. Did he have any children?
he did.
When you guys started out dating, were you dating just to be seeing one another, or were you dating with him with the intention of getting married from the beginning?
I think the intentions was just dating to see each other, and the
Well then,
reason that it ended, just to be like full disclosure, going into the second year, he became more open, and he basically told me, well, gave me the choice to see him exclusively with him, but he wanted to be open to date other women, and I didn't want to do it, so I got out of it.
okay. So that was 4 years ago.
But I want to share something. I was married 10 years ago.
To how
Oh,
long?
it was only 3 years.
Okay, but you've had a 3-year relationship and a 2-year relationship. So you say you're not a relationship person, but it sounds like you've had the. Why haven't you dated in the last 4 years?
Okay, so I go on dates, but if it doesn't look like it makes sense, then I just keep it moving.
Okay, you have no children.
No,
You have any pets?
no,
Uh, Personal question: how do you have sex?
I don't have a lot of sex. And
Okay. Well, hold on. Hold. Okay. What are you afraid of? Because at 40 years old, you don't date. If you do date, if you don't think it's gonna go anywhere, you leave it alone. You don't have sex. Um, you don't sound like you're living.
okay, so
I mean, did
I
I miss the
just
mark?
you didn't.
All right.
I'm shy and I just don't want a lot of heartache. And
Well, let me stop you right here. Then buy a dog and get a funeral plot by yourself. Because I'm talking to you and the audience. You are not going to get a relationship without risking heartache. That's
true.
it. Relationships are risks. Human beings are messy. But
I
you
just
also won't get the good part, because to me it sounds as though you haven't got any heartache, but it doesn't sound like you've lived the last 4 years either.
okay. I got a question though. how do you get past like the sex part? Because like where I'm at, and I could just say I'm in Chicago. It seemed like here, like the black men, it's a plethora of them, but they
How do
seem
you
real.
get?
They
What do you
seem
mean?
real sex.
How do you get past the sex part? What do you mean?
In Chicago, it seemed like a lot of the black men are just sex stars,
Okay,
literally.
well, what do you mean get past the sex part? You mean I don't understand what that means.
Meaning, like, how do you get a man to to like see you for more than just like
You don't.
uh
You don't.
oh
No, you don't. We want to have sex. Dating equals sex in a man's mind. That's what it is. We don't if we don't have sex with you, we don't need you.
but I guess I don't understand. Like if
Ma'am, what's
yes,
wrong with healthy sexual relationships?
nothing. But that don't
So,
mean
okay.
but how do you make it lead past the healthy?
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the question.
How do you do what?
How
How do you make it what?
how does it lead past that? Like that's the query.
How does it lead past that? Lead to what? What do you want?
A healthy lasting relationship.
No, what does that mean? Do you want to be married? Do you want to just be a
Yeah,
long-term relationship? What?
well, I wouldn't mind being married again if that's a
Okay, but
possibility.
why? See,
You said,
here's the thing. You're asking me a bunch of questions like I have a magic 8 ball, and at
I'm
40 years
sorry.
old, you should know what you want. But you know what you don't want. I don't want heartache and I don't want things to go nowhere. What do you want?
You asking me that question?
Yeah, what do you want?
Um, I want a functioning, healthy relationship with a
And
man,
how do
with
you
a black
and
man.
then the way that you do that is you got to date people.
Got
You
it.
got to go out with people. You got to get to know them. You got to go out on one date, see if you like that person, go out on a follow-up date. You know, then sex will have to happen because no one's dating a 40-year-old woman they're not having sex with. You should
True.
not go out with somebody on date number one if you're not sexually attracted to them. You should not go out on a second date if you would not have sex with them then. See, you want to take out all the risk. You want someone to come up and say, "Hey, I'm a good guy and I'll be with you for 10 years and I won't break your heart." Okay, cool. Now you can that ain't how it works. You're too old
Okay.
for this. You
Got
don't
it.
get past the risk. And
Got
what
it.
you're doing ain't working anyway. 4 years,
Is
it's 4 years of not doing anything, of not having sex. When's the last time you actually had sex?
in March.
With who?
I was seeing this guy who was my neighbor, and we kind of hooked up just randomly. Like we were
You
like,
had
we
sex
were,
with a neighbor?
yeah, he lived like across the courtyard, so we would meet up and have
Okay, and he
like
still
dinners
lives there?
together.
And he still
No,
lives there?
we kind of fell out.
All right. Well, have you ever had therapy?
Yes,
Uh, what was it? How long ago?
I'm actually seeing one now, a
Yeah,
lady therapist right
you need
now.
to stay because
Okay,
there's a lot of fear motivating you. But at 40 years old, honestly, man, um, men are
I'm too
supposed to want.
restricted.
Well, that's not.
What
That's
you say?
at 40 years old, men are supposed to want to have sex, and the problem really sounds to me as though you don't know what you want, so you can't be upset that you don't find it. Um, Men want sex, and there's no reason to interact or date with a woman if sex ain't on the table. I mean, hang out with our
Okay,
homeboys to that. All right, have a good one, man.
you too. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Take it easy. All right, Kimberly. Kimberly, you're next. Kimberly. Unmute yourself, Kimberly. Hello. Jesus. Hello. Yes, finally. What do you have for me?
I will say I'm one of the modern women you were speaking of who's transitioning to be reformed. I spent most of my years dating the wrong man and seeking material things and playing games. I'm 30 now.
Okay.
And find myself attracting more high value men. And speaking on with the last caller, the previous caller was saying the time. That was the thing that I had to get past because I wasn't used to that.
Do you have a question?
Well, my question is, just trying to get over those hurdles of
Hello? Oh God. Lord have mercy. And she drops off the phone. Do do do. And Sophia, you have your finger over the camera. Unmute yourself. Yeah, why are you in a dark room? Why are you in a dark room? Oh, okay. What can I do for you? Can a what? Can a woman say again? Can a woman fight? Okay, I don't get it, but go ahead.
Because
Sugar
a
dating?
lot. Sorry.
Okay, I'm having a hard time hearing you. And you're
Okay,
not
let
being
me.
clear. You want do I have
Is
any
this better?
perspective? You're asking me, do I have a perspective on sugar dating?
Yeah. Well, I had a question because right now, the guys that I start talking to, I guess they get mad or they have fragile egos because I don't respond. I've been told like in different ways that my communication is, yeah.
Well, I'm having a hard time understanding you right now. So, I mean, I don't know what the
Okay.
fuck you're talking about. So, get to it.
Well, do you have any general advice on sugar dating
General advice
for
about
women?
what? I mean, I don't even know the question
Like
yet.
this, okay. I guess you can answer like a general question from your perspective. What advice you give to us females in this area of dating?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you are you sugar, are you trying to sugar?
Yes, sir.
Um, I hope you are extremely attractive because talking to you will be a pain.
I am,
All right.
thankfully.
Well, then hopefully you're really, really good in bed because truthfully, dear, most sugar daddies don't want to just have it. You're gonna have to have a conversation with a man,
Right. No, I can conversate.
but not really. You haven't been able to conversate or converse. I don't understand what you're asking.
We're speaking together now, no?
All right, I'm gonna do this one more time, and then you can check the little sassy attitude shit too. I don't do that with women.
That's true. I think that's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that shit with women.
It's very natural. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, look, and it would, and you get the right person, they're gonna knock the furniture out your mouth. So I'm just being honest, man. If you're gonna sugar, you need to deal with men who can have the money to sugar. Don't put up with
I,
sassy sugar babies.
yeah, that's true. I noticed that.
Exactly. That's why I said I hope you're very attractive because beauty gets you time, but at the end of the day, you have what I said at the beginning, a communication problem. Let me ask you this: were you raised with your father?
Um,
No.
he lives down the street.
No, you were not raised with your father.
I
So,
mean,
okay, look, ma'am, it's just a statement of fact. Either he was in the home or not. That's okay.
he was active
All
in
right.
the house.
So, how's your relationship with your father?
Well, no, I'm not speaking to him.
Exactly. So, and women who tend to communicate with men like you have issues with men that stem from daddy. You need therapy. Therapy just to walk around in the world and interact with men of the human race, because we're not your dad, and we don't all want something from you. Even though if you're an attractive woman, most men want to have sex with women. Period. So whatever your issues are, your daddy issues, your issues of communication with men, you need to tackle those just so you can have better interactions with men. You shouldn't have been having a contentious conversation with a stranger, but you've made it contentious. You've done that.
That's true.
I've talked to women all night and been cordial, patient, professional, but you almost seem like you want to get into an argument. I mean, I don't know, and tends to be. So therapy will be good.
Right. I mean, I don't want to be like the woman that, you talk to though, because that's just, I
But,
feel like their spirit is gone.
well, the women I talk to don't like men.
No, but you just said I don't like men, right? But the
I
woman you
said you
talk
have
to,
daddy
they,
issues.
the woman you talk to, like,
I
obey
said you have
you,
daddy. Okay. Sounds like you have daddy issues, and the women whose spirits are gone tend to not like men. If you continue down this path without addressing the issues that animate your fears or your anxiety, your spirit will leave too.
No, thank you. I rebuke.
Okay, you can rebuke it all, but it's a very practical process. We're 49% of the population, and relationships are reflective. You reflect and draw the kind of men that you reflect. You draw what you are. So if your interactions are chaotic with men, what do you want from a man? Because you say you're sugaring. How long? Okay, let me 2 questions.
Yeah.
How long do you plan on to sugar?
An indefinite period.
Oh,
Couple of
there's
years.
always a
I mean,
definite
it
period.
could be.
There's
Yeah,
a,
I see what you're saying in terms of But I mean, I definitely know people that, you know,
ma'am, just
I
answer
know
the
people
question.
that. Okay, I could
Oh,
say, up until Jada Pinkett's age, Halle Berry's age, because I have a baby face that I'm growing into.
all right. So
So
you think so?
up
Let me
until
get this
that
straight.
age.
Let me get this straight. You're a Caucasian woman.
No, sir.
What's your race? What's your ethnicity?
I'm African American.
All right. Your name is Sophie, and you want to be. Why would you want to sugar until your 50s?
Because I actually enjoy it. That's the thing.
So by sugaring, you're going to have a transactional relationship with a man. That's fine. But after you've aged out of sugar possibilities, what is
That's
the
not
rest?
it's not true.
Listen,
I rebuke.
look, I'm about to say something to you. I don't give a fuck about your rebuking. The clock counts for everybody.
Kevin, simmer down, please. I'm not these other women, please.
Look, bitch, you are these other women.
Listen, you are gay.
Yeah,
They said
bitch, get off my phone, bitch. I don't even give you bitch. I give you bitch. Because you're being a bitch. Kick rocks, bitch. $50-year-old sugar baby. Can you imagine? God bless America. Any man who runs into that bitch. You can rebuke all you want. You can't rebuke the demon you are, Satan. That woman is does finished. I don't want to be the women whose spirits are gone. You're that. Because I asked her the question she didn't want to answer. What happens when you're too old to sugar. Oh, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. No, it's gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna happen. There are no 60-year-old sugar babies, you fool. Who's gonna be your sugar daddy? 90-year-olds? French toast, you mean? But what she really has to say is, oh my God, once I can't get some money off my so-called looks, because I don't have a personality enough to get me a chicken sandwich. Matter of fact, I can't even hold a conversation, so I damn sure can't get nobody to sit around and talk to me. Once I can't sugar anymore, I'm by my fucking self until I Ambien and wine it out. Mess with me. Shaming. Oh, okay. Bye-bye. Anybody else? Anybody comes in using feminist language, you get gone off my channel. Psh. Anybody that comes in using feminist language gets gone up off my channel. She's gonna rebuke. So we got a new one, guys. Thank you. She has become a clip. So we got a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Now we got motherfucking an exorcist up in here. She's rebuking stuff. She's the rebuker. Thank you, rebuker. We got Big Shirley. And now we got the rebuker in the flat line. She's a 30-year-old sugar baby. Talk about, you got any advice for sugar babies? Jump off a bridge into some therapy. Jump headlong into some therapy. Were you raised by your dad? Was your dad in the household? He was down the street. That means he wasn't in the household. Well, not technically. I said what I said from the beginning. I hope you're really beautiful, because talking to you is trash. You may not like me, but more often than not, oh boy, I rebuke it. No.
It's alive!
Oh, that was some funny shit, man. That was some funny shit. You can't make this shit up. I rebuke it. I rebuke. She rebuking like Bill Dukin. Oh, the rebuker. So we got Otasia, we got Cornbread, we got Big Shirley, we got the PhD, we got the dog, we got Frankenstein, we got the Big Shirley, we got the Danger Zone, No Man's Land, and now we got the rebuker. All right. So that's a good way to end tonight's show. Like I said, you cannot finesse high value men, because we see you broken. We see women like the last caller coming a mile away. We see you. Hello, we see you. And once guys are done having whatever fun they're going to have with you, whatever little $930 per diem they're going to spend on you, they're going to Richard Gere you on $3,000 the weekend, and you will leave. That's what's going to happen. And the thing is, what's going on the entire time you're doing this? You're getting older and older and older and older. Next thing you know, she said, I want a sugar until, and first off, she put her name in it, her called herself Sophie Wonder. How many black women you know with the name Sophie? She want a sugar till the age of Jada Pinkett. Woo, Lord have mercy. In freaking sane. That's a goal. That's a goal. They say a Christian, slick talking, sassy, disrespectful sugar baby who rebukes grown men levels above them and wants to sugar until she's 50. This is this you talk. Boy. You can't make this shit up. You just can't make it up. You cannot make this up. I actually had people saying that this show was fake. I pay callers. I wish I could write scripts this good. Do you know how good a script writer I would have to be to write scripts like this, and the comedic timing that would be necessary to do this stuff live Monday through Friday? I should be getting $40 million a picture if I could do this kind of shit. She for the streets, man. She for the streets now. All right, man. All right, so here's a question in the chat room. How many people want to, if you want a Thanksgiving show, type yes, just one time. You can 50-year-old fish hole. If you want a Thanksgiving show, type yes in the chat room. Because I'm not leaving Atlanta. It's going to be too crazy. It's going to be too crazy. That's what you do. If you want you want a Thanksgiving show, type yes in the chat room. Yes. Because I don't think many people are going to be going on. So, all right. Thanksgiving. We're going to do a Thanksgiving show. We're going to even open up the panel to have a Zoom Thanksgiving. So, you cannot make this shit up, man. Adios, mijo. This is insane. All right, people. That's cool. Good. Stay out of trouble. Stay safe. Enjoy. Black Friday's coming up, but I'm black every Friday. Till next time, y'all know how it is. I rebuke you. Peace. We are gone. Yes. Please. Twice. Please. I rebuke the show. I rebuke the PhD. I rebuke all dogs. Rebuke you.
It's not hard to fool me. Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
He's being rebuked. If you want to be the new Money World girl, email your videos to info@bykevinsamuels.com. Email your show ideas to info@bykevinsamuels.com or ask your question. Put Ask Godfather in the title and then ask your question. I might make a 5 or 10 minute video response. Or go to bykevinsamuels.com and go to booking and schedule your one-on-one virtual conversation or our general hour. That's how you can sit down and talk to me private, one-on-one, get my undivided attention. Expect my inbox. Thank you guys for supporting me on Patreon. Patreon's making all this thing possible. After Thanksgiving, we flew back out again. Maybe I'll go to Miami, possibly back to New York. What city do you want to see the Godfather broadcasting next? Oh, I'm supposed to go to Houston too. Shout out to the folks down there at the Cruise Season Podcast. KREW Cruise Season. I stopped in on the nephews down there. I need to get down to Houston. I may go to Houston. Houston might be the next spot. Thanks to the Patreon though. They make this shit possible. Here's the thing though. Follow me on IG for videos you will only see in the frat room. IG is where things go down. Things go down in IG, man. Every day. But when it's up, it's up. When it's gone, it's gone. So follow me on IG. Good stuff. this, folks. Life is choice driven. You don't get to choose what happens to you. You only choose how you respond to it. That is it. That's all we can ask for. Christmas season is upon us. We'll have Christmas music, fun time. The show's gonna keep rolling on into the new year. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for doing what you do. Hug somebody, love somebody. Do no mask though. Protect yourself, stay safe. We up out of here. Peace.